Yesterday, Sami did a live survey about people that wanted to ask about KAUST admission and the process. So we live coded this. We actually brought in the experts today. They'll be here around for 30 minutes answering live Q&A from you guys who are interested about KAUST. If you want to join KAUST, if you want to be admitted to KAUST. So I'd like to invite them now. We have Jon Beard, who's the Director of Recruitment at KAUST, and Shahad Alandijani, who's also the Student Recruitment Specialist. Please a warm welcome to Jon and Shahad. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello. Thank you for having us today. I've been looking enviously at the very professional slides you've had on the screen. We're here kind of by popular demand because I gather there were lots of questions about admission to the university, so I don't have a slide deck. So I just wanted to give a few words by way of introduction, and then what we're going to do is we're going to allow around about 30 minutes so that we can have general questions from the audience. And then after that, we're going to move through to the atrium, and we'll be at the KAUST stand. And if you have individual questions that you want to ask, you'll have the opportunity to do so then. First of all, I hope that you're enjoying this event and your time here at KAUST, and you've had an opportunity to explore our campus and see what we have to offer. I'm guessing that you have different levels of pre-existing knowledge about the university, but just by way of summary, we're a reasonably young university. So we opened for business back in 2009, so we're still relatively young. My previous institution was the University of Cambridge, which is 800 years old, so by comparison it feels very young indeed. But it's a university that's made a huge amount of impact in a very short period of time. So this is the third year that we've been ranked as the #1 university in the Arab world by the Times Higher Education Supplement. If you look at subject rankings, at least 8 of our subject areas, our program areas, are ranked in the global top 100. We have partnerships with institutions and organizations right around the world. We're an institution that's matured very, very quickly and made an impact very, very quickly. So as you can probably see from what I'm saying, it's an institution that we're immensely proud of. We are quite a small university in terms of our student body. So we currently have around about 1,700 students here at KAUST. We are a graduate university, so we only offer master's and PhD programs here at the university. We are unusual in a number of ways. We're unusual in terms of our focus. We are very industry focused. We're very practically focused, very research focused in terms of what we do. The main pillars of our focus are food, health, water, and AI, environment. Those are our key focuses. AI underpins all of that. Computing underpins all of that. Very, very focused on delivering impact for the kingdom and the wider region, and indeed the world. We're very competitive. We receive about, well, this year so far we've received 15,000 applications, and we will be admitting about 500 students. So the ratio is about 30 applications for every place that we have available. So we are a competitive institution. And so we do tend to be quite selective, but I think one of the byproducts of that is that the students who join the community here, not only are they rubbing shoulders with leaders in their field in terms of the faculty they work with, they're also working with some of the brightest and most talented students from the region and around the world. We are a Saudi university in Saudi Arabia. About half of our intake is therefore from Saudi Arabia, but the other 50% is drawn from right around the world. So we have students here from the USA, Canada, Singapore, China, Australia, Nigeria, all around the world. It's a very, very diverse community. So I'm just saying that as a kind of elevator speech, so you get a sense of what KAUST is and what it does. As you heard, my name's Jon Beard. I'm the Director of Admissions and Student Affairs, so I hope I can answer some of the questions that you have today. But I have with me Shahad Alandijani, who is a recruitment specialist and also is here to answer any questions that you may have. I have a moderator who's going to take any questions from the floor. As I say, we're here to answer any questions that you have. If it's a question that's specific to your circumstances, it's probably best if we have a one-on-one conversation back out in the main atrium. But if you have general interest questions, now is your opportunity to ask. Thank you very much.
Feel free to take a seat. So yeah, if you have questions, as always, please use the mics on the side. This is your chance to ask the experts about KAUST. If you're thinking about applying to KAUST, the process, etc., please go ahead. This is for you. Yeah, we have one already over there.
Hi. Thank you, John and Shahad, for the great short talk you just gave. So I'm really interested in KAUST. It's really different than what's shown over the social media. Like over social media, it's like a normal university, but when you live the experience, it's really different. Honestly, I wasn't considering it before coming to this event, but I really like it now. So my question is related to me and all undergrad students here at the conference. We're not like well represented here, but there is a good amount of us. So as an undergraduate student that might be interested in masters maybe or other academic opportunities KAUST offers, what are some programs that you have, particularly for undergrad students that like master students cannot be applying for? Because I just listened yesterday for some people talk about training programs, specializing programs, with addition to the normal masters, research internships, and other kind of internships. So maybe you can give us more details on what programs are targeting on current undergraduate students. Thank you.
In terms of other academic programs or research program, we do have two types of research program, which is called VSRP and VS. It's two types of programs, different projects, different aspects of research. You could just search because there's a lot of list of projects that you could join. But it's targeting the third and fourth year of undergraduate students or a master's student who's currently studying masters. This is two types of research programs. In addition to that, we have a program is called Saudi SSI, Saudi Research Internship, which is in the summer course within 8 to 10 weeks. As well, it's focused on undergraduate students or master's students. So this is a research program as well. John, do you have something to add?
Yes, so in terms of the internship program, there are over 100 different projects available, ranging from studying shark populations in the Red Sea, right the way through to AI and cybersecurity. They're all listed on the website, so you can go in, you can decide which area interests you the most. You can also see the faculty profiles, and if it interests you, you can submit an application directly into the portal. We typically admit around 300 students for internships a year, so it's a good number. And if you come to KAUST for an internship, we provide support for relocation, we provide housing, and we provide a living allowance. So it can be done quite inexpensively. But it's a great opportunity for students because you have the opportunity to work in a laboratory with faculty, with current masters and PhD students. So you're really at the cutting edge of the research that we're doing here. You get hands-on experience in a laboratory setting. I don't know what you've seen whilst you've been here, but we have some fantastic facilities at KAUST. And so you may get to use equipment that you've never even seen before. So it's a great experience for students because they get research-focused, hands-on work experience in a very different environment.
Yeah, Yeah, actually, this is interesting. There's a couple of programs you offer us. Just to follow up on what you, John, have said. So the normal application process for the internship, like usually the student reaches out to the instructor or professor, he accepts him, then like you guys may accept him, or maybe the admissions office can accept him, or is it like applies normally, then gets into a pool and the professor chooses him or her?
So it's actually both of those things. So if there is a member of faculty at KAUST that you're particularly interested in, you can approach them directly and say to them, I'm interested in working with you. And if they agree, we will create an application. If you're interested in one of the projects that we list on our website, then you apply to those. We then do a kind of triage, and then we send through the strongest applicants to faculty to take a decision. So you can actually do it either way. The process is quite quick. The other thing I should say is that it rolls throughout the year. So many internship opportunities are only available in summer or for a semester. We roll throughout the year. So we get students from the University of Oxford who come during the summer vacation. We get students from UBC in Vancouver who will come for a whole semester. So we're quite flexible.
Okay, that's good. Thank you for answering the questions.
Shukran.
Shukran.
I have a question here.
Sorry, John, just to clarify, are these opportunities available for undergraduate students or just graduate students? I know that you only have graduate programs, but the reason I'm asking is because the person who just asked, he is an undergrad, and I've seen at least 2 or 3 people, one at King Abdulaziz University and one at KFUPM, who are still in their second year undergrad. And they have already started doing research, and they want to define their research agendas, and they want to stretch themselves, and they were considering coming here to KAUST for this, like for an exchange program or an internship. So can you just please clarify?
So to be eligible for an internship at KAUST, you need to be in your final year or your penultimate year of your degree, of your undergraduate degree. So it's open to undergraduates, but you need to have completed at least 1 year, and if you're on a 4-year degree, ideally 2 years. The reason for this is that we need to make sure that you have a clear focus, and I'm sure when many of you began your bachelor's programs, you had a general idea of what you wanted to do in your particular field, but what we want to know is that you've got a particular interest. And the second thing is we need to make sure that you've got the subject knowledge to be able to engage with what we teach here at the university. As I said, we are a graduate university, so you need to be academically mature enough to engage with what we offer. So the program is open to undergraduates, but we tend to take students who are in their final year or in their penultimate year of their degree.
Okay, I think we have a question. Yep.
Hello. First, thank you for making the time to come today and answer my questions. So I'm actually interested in postdocs. I know that there had been openings and we just missed out on the deadlines on January 15th, I think. So my question is, for someone who's interested in a postdoc, should they go out to a faculty member and then see if there is an opening, or wait for other openings, or how does that actually work? Thank you.
Okay, so this is not my area of expertise within the university, so I'm going to struggle to answer this well, so please forgive me. Yeah, I mean, the thing to do is to approach faculty and see what openings they may have coming up. I should say that some of the interns we take because they are trying out for a postdoc position. So some people who aren't in a position to apply for a postdoc position right now spend a period of time with us kind of trying out in the lab and trying out within the team.
Okay, but for someone who's already faculty somewhere else, how does that work?
I don't know.
That's complicated.
Yeah,
right?
I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay,
Sorry.
thank you so much.
Sorry.
Hello. Thank you, John and Shahad, for making the time for this and make it happen really quick. So I have a question, like, what do you guys try to find in a candidate and a student that tries to apply? What secret ingredient are you looking for exactly? And what does it take for either an undergrad student to take an internship, like myself? Maybe I will apply for an internship, like what do I expect? And what should I do for the application process exactly? And what do you guys look for in an applicant's application? Yeah.
So actually, in terms of internships and degree admission, we look for similar things. So number one, as a baseline, we look for students who have a record of good academic performance. That's a baseline. We need to be sure that you are engaging well with university teaching and you are succeeding. So that's the baseline. But above that baseline, what we're looking for is people who are, in fact, I could summarize it as we're looking for people who have curious minds. And that might sound like a really obvious thing, but many people kind of go through their academic career step by step and don't actually ever really display this. So if you're applying for an internship, and let's say that you were interested in geology, let's say. If you apply and you tell me in your statement of purpose that you've done a research project on fluvial geomorphology and you did it with a team, and during the course of that you discovered these things and you've written up a paper, then that is a lot more interesting to me than somebody who's got straight A grades but has never done anything like that. We want to see that you've got a passion for your subject and that you want to learn and explore and find out new things, because that's what research is all about. Now, I'm actually not a scientist. My background is I'm a medieval historian. And it always used to astonish me that people would apply to the last university I was at and didn't say that they enjoyed reading books. I mean, if you're going to learn about history, you need to read books, but people wouldn't do it. So you need to just make your application come alive. And one of the ways of doing that is showing that outside of the classroom, outside of your normal degree courses, you've exercised your intellectual curiosity in other ways. And that will really improve your application. Does that answer your question?
Yes, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I just would like to add something with John. Take this opportunity as an advantage. Build your relationship with the faculty, with people around KAUST. Do your research about KAUST through website, through you are staying here at KAUST. This is a very, very great opportunity for you to come with a good application later on if you decided to continue at KAUST. Yep.
So we have one question over there.
Yeah, very small. Thank you for your time. Just, are internships paid or no? Are the internships paid or no as a salary? Is there a specific salary or no?
Okay, so there's a living allowance. So the package is this. We relocate you from your home country. So we cover the cost of that. We cover the cost of your insurance, because you have to be insured to be here. We provide medical. You're provided with housing free of charge, and that's on campus. And we provide a living allowance, which is, I think it's about $1,000 a month. So there shouldn't be any cost to you as an intern if you come to the university. But of course, that all depends on your lifestyle.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. Actually, I'm a PhD student in bioinformatics in Tunisia. And I'm actually searching for short-term, like internship and training, and to work in specific parts of my project. So my question is, what is is there opportunity for work just for short-term, and what is the requirement I need to be
Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, I mean, employment and postdoctoral engagement at the university is not my area, but the thing to do is to approach, see if you identify faculty who are working in areas that are of particular interest to you, and I'm guessing there's a field within bioinformatics that excites you. If you get a good match with a faculty profile, I would reach out to them directly and just explore opportunities with them directly.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hello. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Well, I saw many international students here, and I wonder what is the biggest advantage of KAUST compared to European and American universities?
Okay. Do you want to start, or shall I?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, right. So, one of the founding principles of KAUST is that it would be an international institution. And the benefit of this is rather than a Saudi having to go to another country to get cultural immersion and to get immersion in different ways of thinking, you could bring those students here and get the immersion within Saudi Arabia. So that was kind of one of the founding principles, and that is why we're deliberately quite international in terms of our population. And so if you go to the university diner, there will be people talking to each other in English, because of course that's our language of instruction, but there are people talking to each other in Arabic, Spanish, Hindi, Punjabi. I mean, so it's such a rich community, and I think one of the key advantages of that is that people come from very different societies and cultures and education systems, and you get that all in one place here. And, you know, as I said, I used to work for the University of Cambridge. It has a large international population. This is easily the most diverse institution I've ever worked at, and I think that brings huge benefits. You know, some students come from systems where they are taught to learn facts and learn ideas as the foundation of their academic career. There are other students that come from parts of the world where they value creative thinking. And in fact, at Cambridge, you're taught to deliberately take problems apart and reassemble them again. So you use what you know to dissect a problem. And that's quite different to other systems, but you get all of that in one place here. So I would say that's the key advantage. And obviously I'm biased because I work for KAUST. I mentioned facilities earlier. The living environment, the facilities and the funding that are offered here make KAUST very, very difficult to beat, particularly if you're interested in science, engineering and technology. And of course we have this great connect with industry. It's all about what's the real life application of this piece of theoretical research. So that for me is why this is the place to be. But
yeah, I think as well with the things that we are offering in terms of accommodation and all of things, we are offering as well schools for people who has kids or something from kindergarten until high school. This is another advantage. Speaking about the diverse, we have around 135 nationalities, which is we are very, very diverse campus. I'm not living at KAUST, I'm living in Jeddah. I'm commuting every day from Jeddah, but still I saw like KAUST a very good place to live in. Because my family is in Jeddah, so I'm just commuting, but I believe Jon here is like, his experience at KAUST is a very good experience. So we do have a lot of things that you can enjoy at KAUST. In addition to that, the sport facilities, the gym, too many different things, beach. So yeah, we bring the world in one place, basically. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And another quick question. What is your vision for the future of KAUST in the AI field?
Crikey. Gosh. Well, it's not really my job to have that vision. But I was actually having a conversation with someone about AI and what it means for the future of education earlier. And of course, I mean, AI is going to be a huge disruptor. I have a 14-year-old daughter who is currently revising for her biology exam, and she said, "Dad, I don't need to learn any of this. I can just ask ChatGPT what the answer is. All the knowledge is there. All the knowledge is in the air around me. I don't need it in here. And I don't think she's right, because sooner or later she's going to have to sit an exam and show that she knows how things work and that she has the subject knowledge. But the way that we are learning is going to radically change. And I think that's at all levels, and I don't really think it's fully understood yet. But as I said, I'm a medieval historian, so I'm not the best person to answer that question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, hello. So my question is, are the internship programs are limited to students, or are they available for like graduates or someone who wants to do research in some specific area?
Okay, so the internships are for students, but if you are a recent graduate, you can still qualify. So your start date at the university needs to be within 1 year of graduating. There are potentially other opportunities to come to KAUST to engage in other activities, but they're outside of the internship program. Do you know any more about?
No, I'm not. This is not my area, but yeah. But I believe like a lot of other opportunities, maybe you could find it on the website. And I believe if you communicate directly with faculty and you have an idea or something that matching the area of the faculty, you could just communicate with them directly and see what's the different opportunities they could provide you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay, we'll take one more, please. Go ahead.
Yes. Hello, thank you for your time. I want to ask you about the application process. I mean, for someone who already applied for the PhD, what is the next step?
So, so someone has already applied for the PhD?
Yes.
Okay, so what happens is the application is received by the university. It is then held for a short period of time, because what we like to do is look at all of the applicants at the same time. Those that meet our minimum criteria then go forward to our faculty, and the program has an admissions committee that will look at all of the applications, and they will pick out the ones that align best with their research interests, with the program, and where they feel that the strongest applicants lie. If you are then selected at that stage, there is usually an academic interview. Depending on the program, there may be a test. So quite often during the course of the interview, you will be taken through a number of questions to show that you've got the subject knowledge and a good understanding of the subject. The other thing, of course, is they're looking for motivation, that you really care about the subject that you've applied for. And then they will then come up with a ranked shortlist of candidates, and they will measure that against the number of places that they have available. The amount of time it takes to go through that process varies by program, because some programs have extremely high volumes of interest for particular areas, and others have fewer. So the amount of time can vary, but if you've applied for full entry, usually decisions have been made by beginning of May is usually around about the time.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem, thank you.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, everyone. And please join me in thanking Jon and Chan for taking their time to take your questions. Oh, sorry, we're closing now, sorry. Oh, should we take this? Okay, go ahead.
Let's take it quickly, yeah.
Let's do it.
Hello, I'm Sidin Keida from Tunisia. I want to ask you about any research assistant opportunity in KAUST, and also for I'm already graduated master's degree in data science. So I'm searching for research assistant opportunity and or maybe PhD studies. Also, I already applied for the PhD study, and I wanted to know if it is better to contact one of the faculties. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have 5 minutes? Because what I suggest we do is, if we meet outside, we can talk about.
Time, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, Jon and Shahad will be outside at the booth. So please feel free to grab their time. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us.